Hello everyone and welcome to the Norway Super Tournament 2017. This is round number 1 and really quite an amazing tournament. I think that there was one other tournament that I can remember like this, not with 10 players, maybe with 8. And I refer to a tournament that when they made the list of the players for the tournament, it absolutely had the top 10 players in the world, one after the other. I mean, seriously, they just took 1 to 10 and everyone is playing. I mean, okay, now Mamederov, after incredible run, made it to 2800 and he's, I believe, number 5. And Dingley Ren also got there to maybe number 9 ahead of Karjakin and Giri. But when they made the reservation, top 10 in the world, one after the other. All right, well, the Blitz tournament yesterday was, as always, to determine the colors. And, well, just like last year, Carlsen won with really amazing score. Not plus 2. 2 full points ahead of Nakamura, that was the closest to him, Nakamura and Aronian. I mean, just amazing score. I believe also 2016 he had incredible score, even though he lost in the last Blitz round to Giri. All right, so that's all the introduction, and now the games. Well, the games were a bit less interesting than that, but there was some action and some really interesting points. First, let's start with the world champion game. Okay, playing against the number 2 player in the world, so for the first round, you get Carlsen playing against Wesley, so that pretty much has been winning every tournament he has played, other than Gashimov Memorial, that if he hadn't blundered in the first round to Mamederov, that actually won the tournament, well, maybe that could have been another one for Wesley. So that was a, really critical, or at least on paper, big battle, but it was a very peaceful one, and nothing really happened there. The same I can say with, it was a game, but nothing really dramatic between Vachier-Lagrave against Anand. It looked really roughly equal all along. Aronian got advantage. At some point it looked like really unpleasant for Caruana, but somehow he hasn't pressured enough and allowed his advantage to slip. The 2 games that we are going to see, one is a decisive one, but we will look at that in quite a lot, mainly on some endgame positions there. And the other one was Kramnik against Karjakin. Let's see. So Kramnik is apparently playing whatever these days, right? I mean, E4, he started playing it quite a lot. And the Italian, actually, Carlsen game was also in the Italian. I guess everyone, got tired of the Berlin, even the Berlin players themselves. All right, let's go to the, main positions I would like to discuss. First of all, King H8 is quite a rare move. Knight B6 is played more often, but obviously both players know quite well what they are doing. All right, I can just mention that take Knight B3 is actually a game of Giri against Tomaszewski in 2016, which Giri won. No doubt both players know this game. Okay, and this position is, first of all, it seems that Kramnik has wasted lots of time here, while Karjakin was playing way faster. C6, I'm not certain about this move. Actually, I think it's somewhat a wrong one. Why not take? I'm not certain. And it seems that this position should be reasonably okay for black. At least it looks like it. I mean, maybe there's something incredibly deep, but okay. Bishop G5 was played. And now, once again, this was possible, but here it feels that white is better after this very nice move. And the pawns are somewhat weak. It feels somewhat advantage for white. But the way the game went, Kramnik played this. This is all very good. And I mean, this looks critical for black. It's not a matter of advantage or who's better. I mean, it looks really critical for black, starting with, Queen C5 winning a rook, the pawn is hanging, the queen might be in trouble. b6 was played, and okay, Kramnik continued in a simple way, but maybe not, well, I think quite for certain not the best, but still all right for advantage, of course. Queen c4 was a big move. I mean, the threat is kind of, okay, rook a2 and winning the queen, and that's quite a serious threat. I mean, it's really no joke. So after queen c2, okay, here, okay, this looks big advantage for white. I mean, for a player like Kramnik, I mean, okay, you know, queen c4 seems by far the best move, and if he had played it, I think he would have had very decent winning chances, you know. The way he played, of course, he got the advantage. He's winning a pawn. The only thing is that we already know that Carlsen somehow has magic of defending those positions. Don't ask me how, what, but somehow, you know, that's his magic. So bishop g4. This is critical, you know, trying to get to a rook endgame that is drawn. And I mean, as I said, white was better. I mean, white is better, but winning, I think not. You know, okay, I'm not the one to really speak comfortably about rook endgames, but I'm quite certain that after rook e3, you know, the pass a pawn is not going to be sufficient for a win, and that means that rook a b1 instead, you know, queen c4 instead was really critical, and well, not really clear where Kramnik could have improved. And I want to say that I think that he also had a little funny blunder here. I mean, okay, take. Okay, we're going to play this endgame. Most likely it's a draw. Well, I mean, it is a draw, I believe. But Kramnik played this move, and I'll be honest, I'm not really certain what the story was here. I mean, as he overlooked checkmate, I find it hard to believe. Maybe he overlooked that the bishop can go back and protect. I'm not really certain, or maybe he just was certain that the other position is completely a draw and nothing to look at. But anyhow, I mean, he dropped his entire advantage and the game quickly finished in a draw. So it seems that after queen c4, Kramnik had very decent winning chances, and the entire game stood in his advantage, especially after, well, the opening. It's not clear why Karjakin didn't take on f2, but after he played c6, he got a worse position. Okay, this was definitely something for the first round. This only decisive game was between Nakamura and Giri. And before we are actually going to see this game, I'm going to show you another game. I'm going to show you a position from another game. Let me see if I can just examine a board, and I will set the position. I mean, it has great importance. And I was telling Sandro that I was very proud because for finding this game. I remember the game but couldn't find it, and I was searching and all right, so let me show you this position. Okay, this is the position. It is from the Blitz tournament in Paris 2016, that Grand Prix part. Okay, the players here are, well, you guessed it. White is Hikaru Nakamura and black is Anish Giri. And this position is hugely important for our game. Okay, when looking at this position, I think objectively, okay, it's probably a draw, but if I have to choose a side, I think that I would choose black. I mean, especially, let's see how the game continued for a few moves. I mean, this is the position after move 36. White played bishop e2, move 37, king e7, okay, 5. Okay, the knight is heading to its absolutely optimal square, which is d6. And okay, I think objectively, it's, as I said, it's a draw, but black has 0 chances of losing here. Absolutely 0 chances. His knight is defending everything. White bishop is quite blocked. So, all right. Now, follow carefully what happened here. Carefully. Bishop d3. Knight c4. Mistake. I mean, I don't like it. I mean, maybe still all right, maybe, but the knight is clearly better than the bishop, protecting everything. I mean, I remember I showed this position to people and I said that I think it is really wrong to exchange this knight. You know, with all due respect, Giri almost 2800, but still. Knight c4. Take. Rook take. Rook c7. a4. King d7. All right. We will soon get back to our game, but this has huge importance. There is a reason why I'm showing this one. Okay, king d3, king d7, a5, king d6. All right, e4, take, rook d7, rook c5, here, king e7. All right. 2 more minutes we will get, oh well, half a minute we will get to our position here. All right, d5. Take. Okay, they played a little bit more and yada. Nakamura won this one. Okay, now take a good picture of what you've seen here. The king on d5, the king on e7, a pawn on b7, and more active rook. All right. So when I've seen this game that we are going to see now, I mean, I somehow remembered in my head that, okay, I've seen Giri lose such an endgame. I was almost certain it was to Nakamura, but somehow I thought maybe to Carlsen, so I had to do this research and find it. Now, let's see our game. So this is Nakamura Giri. Mostly until the end game, it was, I would say, quite a non-eventful game. I mean, so they played the Grunfeld, and okay, this is a theoretical line. And okay, the idea of bishop g5, bishop h6 is to stop e4, and bishop g5 is to allow e4. Okay, this was played in some decent grandmasters game. I mean, okay, the game actually went that way there. Nakamura playing this move he would like to capture with the bishop. But okay, queen d5, oh sorry, I will take it back. Queen d5 is exactly fighting against this thing, not allowing the bishop to take. All right, what is this position? It looks a bit in white's favor, you know, very little bit. He has the center, a4, a5. Okay, I mean, objectively, I think it's not much, but if you have to choose a side, well, you should probably choose white. e6, bishop back. He wants this diagonal. Okay, nothing really dramatic. a5, a4 is logical. If a5, at some point, white will play very slowly, you know, let's say put the rooks here and try to get some c5. I mean, let's say that nothing is really too horrible, you know, playing this position. But it's a matter of choices. Everything seems between nothing to minimal advantage for white. I mean, okay, c4 is something deserves some attention, not allowing b5. But black can choose e5, and then sometimes he would like to take and get the square. I mean, there are other ways to choose. even rook b8 and such idea. I mean, b5 followed by a6, if black can fully get it, will be not bad. But c5 may be principal one. Anyhow, he played his b5, f5. Okay, you want to stop e4 immediately. f3, e5. Okay, I think that also a simple e6, simple a6 was possible for black instead of playing this way. I mean, all in all, I mean, I find it hard to believe that white really has much here, which it doesn't. Okay, take. Okay, so when I've seen this position during the game, I mean, you cannot not have the very famous game. I'm not going to put it here, but I'm going to at least refer that to you. A very, very famous game between Fischer against Taimanov in the candidate matches. A game that, okay, Fischer won the match 6-0, so it would make sense that he also won this game. Very, very famous endgame. Maybe the most famous rook and light color bishop, or at least one of them. Fischer had several incredible endgames like this. The one I'm referring probably tops it, where he exchanged the rooks and ended up then sacrificing the bishop for pawns and winning it. You're welcome to look at that Fischer against Taimanov from the candidate matches in 1971. So knight d7 being somewhat active, as I mentioned, with knight e5, knight c6. Okay, and there isn't really, again, tiny nicer to be white, of course, but not that much. I mean, it should be a draw. Okay, rook d7 is still okay. Rook b7, a6. Okay, it's getting a bit worse, but I would still say nothing really dramatic. I mean, okay, rook e7, bishop b5, it's passive. Okay, so Giri played rook b4, rook a4. Okay, knight d7, smart move. Bishop b5, rook here, king b4. All right. So far, white is better, a bit more pleasant. Let's use this term, but really nothing much. I mean, I think that black should have tried not even to allow that, but okay, he did get this position. Is a bit worse, but nothing really much. Okay, rook went back to c7, king d4, king e7. Okay, I'm going to really rely on the players and say that obviously, you know, like I analyze it deeply, that this is a draw because, okay, the pawn here is weak and white king cannot easily break through, and all right, it should be a draw. And if somehow both players 2800 miss that and somehow it's winning, okay, then my conscience is clear, but I really think it's a draw. So I haven't analyzed it much, but it feels like a draw. Now, everything, so you're gonna ask me, Ronen, what's the story here? Everything's okay. Why isn't this game a draw? Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'll tell you. h4 is all right, you know. He wants to provoke weaknesses at some point when possible, fix those pawns. It's a healthy move, you know. You want to push pawns, fix some weaknesses, gain some space, and so on. Yes. This move. Mamma mia. Well, I mean, it is a, you know, Giri, okay, he finished last in the Blitz with 1.5 out of 9. And one might say, okay, it's just a Blitz, it's pointless, you know, the one that was yesterday. Actually, Carlsen was quite joking about that, saying, you know, that, you know, he kind of compared Giri to Hammer, you know, the one that everyone want to beat. He said it in some way like that he was like making tiny fun of Giri's performance and basically maybe saying that he is the target. I don't know, maybe Carlsen, well, felt more than Giri, more than anyone, how Giri is playing. All right, about this position. I mean, for example, the knight should maybe move somewhere. Maybe knight back to f6 is possible. Maybe knight to c5 also. I mean, it feels like white is more pleasant for white, but I'm not certain how to break through here with white. I mean, this is a draw after knight c5, with all due respect to bishop, pawns on both sides, and all the stories. It's not much. Oh, king e7. It is such a reckless move. Now, remember why I showed you the Blitz game, Nakamura, Giri from Paris. Remember what I said, that I thought it was so, basically, even in a Blitz game, to give the knight that was such a, controlling everything, a great knight. And here we are, a year after, in a normal time control game, and now you know what won the game. I mean, really won the game for Hikaru. I mean, it's not better, it's not more comfortable, it's game over practically. Yeah, take. I mean, if king take, it's no big difference. Take. The game is over. Now, if you want, you can rewind our video to, I don't remember exactly, let's say 15 minutes ago or 20 minutes ago or something like that, 15 minutes ago, when I say take a picture of that game that Nakamura and Giri played a year ago after d5 was played. And, you know, I think it's incredible. Just incredible. Okay, this endgame is, I believe, just lost. I mean, here, the rook is going to b7. It's a classical, more active king, pawn on a7. For Giri to allow bishop takes d7, I think is amazing, considering a year before that they had really same story. It's Mamma Mia, 2 times more amazing. Anyhow, well, the game here went king f6, rook b7. Okay, it's a lost endgame. I mean, the king is approaching the a pawn, and the pawn is not even on a7, so that's really important. The king can find shelter. Hikaru plays those positions well enough. Here the king goes to a7. Yeah, and black is just not in time to create anything. That's enough. Okay, it wasn't, as I said, it wasn't a really very exciting game. That moment in the end game, and considering the fact that it's a deja vu of the Paris Blitz game, I think that was the big story. Kramnik had the big chances, and Aronian was better, but, well, nothing close to such big advantages. To finish it, Carlsen game was really boring, you know, Italian, and at no point he had any real chances to win. And Vachier-Lagrave and Anand also was reasonably peaceful game. Okay, well, I can just say this. For Giri, he should better hope that he's going to wake up, you know, after the Blitz, and after such a game, that, you know, Carlsen wouldn't be too much proven too right about his play. Okay, many more rounds in definitely the strongest tournament of the year. Hope you enjoy that. Bye-bye.